Hello, Seka. Bro, I'm just happy I'm playing Hu Tao, man. I don't care. So you can't drag me down, pretty Seka. I'm having a great time. Well, Seka, I don't have Hu Tao, but I want to know what's the best free-to-play weapon for her. I don't know, man. I'm just having a good time. I don't care. That's not an answer. You need to give me concrete information. She's been out for a total of 6 hours. Why have you not known everything? I'm just having too much fun, man. She's great. Seka, information. Nah, fam. I'm gonna go have a good time. This is the first time I don't like you, Seka. Payback's a bitch. I love it.
All right, so test run for Hu Tao. Let's try her out. Initial experiences. That's cute. I love that, dude. That's so cute. And you get a home on a tester with. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Alma, level 80. We're doing with this with a 4-piece witch. Well, 5-piece witch because they're mad lads. So we get 5-piece witch. They actually gave her a pyro goblet this time. Thank you, Mihoyo, for actually giving a pyro goblet. 54, 180. Not bad. These are decent stats, okay? These are not insane. These are not that great. They're okay, but you know, at least it's passable. And now I can like understand that the character how it works. You know, this is good. They give us C0 and talent 8, so all those pretty good. Talent 8 percentages over here. For spear percentages are interesting. Charge attack at 214 is a little bit interesting on that. Skill damage of the ulti is 447 or 558 if you're low HP. And of course, we got activation cost on this is below. So let's go check out the abilities real quick, test them out, and what's the other thing I want to check on her? What's the other thing? That's it. Let's go check it out. All right, use the E. So there's no initial damage proc. Wow, look at the melts, dude. They're making it look like a mad lad because of all the melts. All right, so melt up. 24k. And she, like, we instantly got our ulti back up because of all the kills. Energy recharge was only 135 here, so that's impressive. Getting the ulti back really, really quickly is really impressive. And I think the ulti cost is 60, so getting the ulti back that quickly is nice. We were using like a Favonius like before. All right, do the charge attacks here. Okay, so that's over. All right, so that's a 29k on the ulti without the E. Let's go ahead and hit the E, hit C, and see what our talent or our HP's at. We're at 3,000 attack after we pop our E, so that the damage bonus that we got off of it is about 20 or 1,700 extra attack. So that's really good, and that's with a Homa. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the E and then throw the ulti out right here, and we'll see how much damage we do. The E and ulti out. 40k non-crit, not bad, dude. We were comparing this character in general to a Diluc overall. I'd say this character is easily better than Diluc, just right out the gate with this 4-piece witch set. I can tell the artifact rolls aren't even that good, and it's easily just like outstripping Diluc. The playstyle is faster, the attacks are way cooler, and let's see the dot tick here. The dot tick does melt too. So the dot tick, I don't know if it can crit, but it can definitely hit really hard. 33k charge attacks are nice. As far as like skill level of this character, she doesn't take much skill to play. Dodging is normal. There's no like weird gimmicks that I'm seeing for any of the mechanics. She's just clean so far. And I want to see how much the charge attack does. All right, can the charge attack crit here? I'm waiting for it. It still hasn't gone off. The Blood Blossom hasn't gone off yet. There it is. So the Blood Blossom seems a little bit weird. Like the dot tick on it, you can see like it's on the enemy right there. Like you don't see it go off all the time. And it only works if you have the hold E out. Make sure you have to use an E and then ulti. 100, was that 100k? All right, I haven't, now this is all the damage before we get to below 50%. So we haven't got below 50% yet, and I will start doing that in a second. I'm seeing if I can get the dot procs here. All right. So it can melt, but can it crit? Don't know. I don't know if it can crit. All right, we get the blood blossom up again. And it can crit. The Blood Blossom can crit and melt. Okay, so from what I can tell here, the Blood Blossom is a huge part of the kit for lengthier fights. And it's that extra melt proc that you're gonna get if you once Hu Tao leaves the field. There's no way to test it in the here, but my thought is like you do your DPS rotation on Hu Tao and then you leave. Once you leave the field, you'll be able to see it. All right, so now I'm below 50% HP. My attack percentage goes up from 3K up to 3,300 with the Homa. And we're gonna see interesting damage numbers when we are using the ultimate now here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and stay low, and then we're gonna go ahead and try to use the ultimate here in a second. So we're gonna do this, low HP ulti, 114K on low HP. All right, so right now on the Hu Tao, we're level 80. We have 1238 attack, 98 EM. Current stat ratio is 65% crit rate, 197 crit damage, 94% pyro damage bonus. We are currently running a 4-piece witch because I can't really get in the minutes. Here's my artifacts on each piece right now. We tried to get some other pieces to go for a 2-and-2 set, but unfortunately I never got a noblesse piece on the right slot for the ones I needed, so I just was not able to go for a 2-and-2 set, unfortunately, to get good stat ratios. So I can try it in this video if we want to, but I'm pretty sure a 4-piece witch is going to be just fine. You'll see similar damage values. I'm going with a level 90 deathmatch with R1 because I didn't want to go with anything else. And I may potentially test out a Skyward Spine, but that will really screw up my crit rate ratio because I currently have 36% from this one right here. So I probably won't be trying out too many other weapons because Crescent Pike will be awful for her, but I might be able to try out a Skyward Spine as well to check that out. Let's go ahead and do the deathmatch and see how she works out. So I'm of course running only level 6 talents. I'm not going to go any further than that right now because I want to hold off, and I want to do this with, of course, Constellation 0 because no, fuck that. So I wonder how we're going to see the damage without a Homa Spear with Hu Tao. When I pop the E ability here, I boost up to 2642 attack. So I'm missing about 400 attack off what they had in the previous thing for with a deathmatch versus the Homa Spear. So we're going to see how she does. All right, again, only level 6 talents. We're not going in really, really hard for this. We're not going to see the biggest possible numbers because I don't want to go too hard on what is possible early on to get a baseline. Let's go. All right, so we're going to use this and this. What the fuck? All right, so we're going to go over here, drop one of these, drop one of these, okay? All right, so we're gonna go with one of these, and then we're gonna go with one of these, and then just whomp out. That's cool as fuck. That's cool as fuck. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that. All right, no ulti up. Yeah, with no E up. That's with no E ulti. Okay, so make sure you have your E up for the ulti, otherwise you see no damage. Wow, no melt. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. All right, let's try the wolf. Oh man, this is like David versus Goliath shit right here. Well, that's already over, shit. I have no energy in my Shinku though. I feel like her defense is low, but like that could just be level difference. You know? I don't feel like she's like underpowered. I just feel like her defense is low. When I pop E, do I lose the cryo state? I wonder. Okay. Hold E. Boom. Wow. Alright. E, Q. 80k vape, what? Wow. $80k vape. So we've been playing Hu Tao for maybe 45 minutes at this point. She busted AF. Chat. All right, we're gonna put this in the YouTube video. So I normally do funny YouTube intros and stuff like that, but chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being Trash Panda, 10 being best character in game, how good is Hu Tao? Give it for YouTube. Maybe they'll have a good. So far, we've been trying her with level 6 talents, and my experience on playing this character, blinking a lot. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Video. Okay, so I've been playing Hu Tao. It is now 6 a.m. I'm playing her for about 3.5 hours or so, and I can say she's better than Diluc. Okay, 100%. She's better than Diluc. How do I know that? Well, my ass has level 6 talents. And I'm able to do a lot of shit that Diluc can't do with a level 6 talents. If I wanted to equate her to another character, the character that she is most similar to in the entire game, people kept saying Child. It's actually not Child. It's Keqing. The most similar character to Hu Tao is Keqing. She is legitimately a pyro version of Keqing, but fixes her major problem innately. The major problem with Keqing in general, for all players who play Keqing, is not that she's Electro, is that she has a stamina problem. She has huge stamina issues. Now, if you didn't know this about Hu Tao's Constellation 1, the Constellation 1 for Hu Tao is going to make it so that you do not have any stamina cost on your C1. So C1 is not necessary, but damn, is it fucking good. And after I've used this character for a while, it's definitely helpful. C2 is a huge damage bump on top of your blood blossom ability, and it's awesome. Hu Tao, one of the things I've been liking about Hu Tao the most is her energy game. So I'm gonna go ahead and blow my ulti right here so I don't hit anything with it. And we're gonna go over to this dude. And with this dude, I wanna show you the energy gain on Hu Tao. It's actually kinda cool. So you don't get any energy after you use your E, but the second you start attacking on the dude, you get energy back. And you can actually get even more energy as you start attacking more and more. You can see when you start attacking, you get red particles that come back. And at the end of it, you get a decent amount. So you can see here, I got a very small amount. But watch what happens when you couple it with other characters that you really want to use with Hu Tao anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and use this with Zhang Ling right here, with a Zhang Ling Pyronado. I'm going to go ahead and do a Xinchu. Switch over to the pop of the video state and then start bumping. You can see I already have the ulti up, and it does crazy high energy gains. Like, it's actually kind of insane. I'm very surprised and very happy to see how well she works with all her energy. And I like her a lot with this composition right now. The fact that she works so well with so many other easy free-to-play supports is super nice. Now, one of the characters I like running with her right now is Zhang Li, because I got like the shield. And that's the main reason I'm running him. So if you wanted to run another character that provides a shield, that would be the only, that's the only thing I'm running him for anyways. So if you have another character with a shield, just use them. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this, and then kablam, 86k. So the amount of energy gains and damage that you can get with Hu Tao is pretty exceptional, and I really like this character. You can see that she also provides a really good boost to the team. One of the things that she does on one of her talents is boost her talents. My Xingqiu actually gets boosted by 12% crit rate, and he actually gets to a point where he has 71% crit rate right now, which is a huge amount of crit rate, especially since I'm using not the best artifacts in the world. And I really like using her with Xingqiu in general because he's also a healer that I can utilize, and using a character that provides a shield is really helpful. So any character again with a shield would work. All right, with Hu Tao, the thing that you can really get with her is that when you use a charge attack while you have Guide to the Afterlife on, you're going to apply this thing called Blood Blossom. Blood Blossom is that little flower petal thing that you're going to see right here, and this thing is going to do a damage over time effect. The damage over time effect can melt and vaporize, so it will provide an elemental reaction on top of it, and it is not unique from what I've seen from other characters. And once you switch off of Hu Tao, or when the duration of your E ability ends, you'll actually get your crit chance boosted on other characters. You can see my entire team, besides Hu Tao, is going to have that 12% crit chance bump that she provides on her overall talent. The talent down here for this one to here, which is called the Power Mito. After this ends, you get 12% crit rate in your entire team for 8 seconds. And that's a really nice supportive thing to get. Now, because you have that, what you can also do is then switch over to your other parts in your DPS rotation, get all your Elder Elemental reactions in, and then switch back to Hu Tao and then do your finishers on Hu Tao. So it has a really nice overall rotation, and since the energy gains are really high and the transitions work really well, she works very well with a character like Zhang Ling. Initially, my thought was be like, hey, this character would work really well with a character like Bennett. But actually, what I found was that Zhang Ling is a way better supporting character for Hu Tao because of how much damage Zhang Ling can really provide. You can use Bennett too if you would like. It is a really good option, but I found that it's just going to be a little bit better with that direction of overall damage. Now, the thing about Hu Tao, as you can see here, she does have a large amount of hits that come out, and her attack speed is extremely high. But one of the things that she really relies on is other characters to provide other kinds of damage for her so that you can get big reaction hits in. And one of those characters, of course, that I like using is Xingqiu. Xingqiu, of course, can provide the great reactions to give you big damage. The thing about Keqing that I really like is that she worked really well with Xingqiu as well. Getting electrocharge reactions, getting big damage in was a very powerful part of the kit. And the thing that I find most about Xingqiu that I like with this kit is that you can utilize them in the same fashion. The really, really crappy part about Keqing, of course, is the charge attack stamina that you're gonna have to use because she has such high damage on her overall charge attacks. A lot of people are then go with that route. But the thing with Hu Tao is that she actually can play exactly the same as Keqing as well. A lot of people will end up going with a build where you kind of go with your Stellar Restoration as well as Starward Sword in order to just do a big burst on Keqing and then switch over to a different character to use kind of like a sub DPS style Keqing, which is really fun to do. And you can actually do a very similar thing with Hu Tao where you actually just pop your E ability, use a charge attack, and then immediately switch into using your Spirit Soother ability to get a big Mad Lad damage hit off. You want to do it. Oh, damn, bro. Chill, bro, chill. Also, when she dodges, she turns into this. That's awesome. She has the coolest looking dodge. As far as characters that support her, I really like the amount of characters that support her and the amount of boost that you get to your team. And the fact that you give your team a crit chance bonus makes it so that your team will have less reliance on artifacts for crit chance. The amount of rolls that you would use for 12% crit on your entire team is a pretty significant amount. And the fact that you're giving your whole team a boost is already a leg up on a lot of other characters you use for Pyro. The other characters that I'm talking about, of course, are going to be very, very popular characters like Diluc and Keqing because they only provide self-boost to themselves and they don't provide any other team kind of boost. The fact that she is also a support on top of being a damaging character is a huge asset. Plus, she a waifu and she has ghosts. and she's the biggest troll in the game. Constellations for Hu Tao are pretty good across the board. The Constellation 4 is where you really see an even bigger supportive boost. With Constellation 4 and Hu Tao, you're actually going to see that she gives a 12% additional crit chance bonus to your entire team as long as you've defeated an enemy with Blood Blossom up. This is kind of very similar to the way a Blacklift proc works. So a lot of people think, would certain weapons be good on her? And the answer is yes, but the Blacklift weapon would not synergize well with this because you're only going to give the boost to your team. The last thing, of course, for her ultimate ability is our last constellation is a tanky style ability that's going to give you increased crit chance to 100% crit chance while you're below 25% HP. So one of the things you can do in Hu Tao is actually go for a Constellation 6 Hu Tao and go for like 300% crit chance or crit damage. And by doing that, you can stay above 50% HP, about 40% HP, and then get a 30% HP knockdown or so, and then you'll be below 25%. Is it 40% or like 37 or something? I don't know. Anyways, you want to get below, once you get below 25%, you can then boost your crit rate up to by 100%, and it actually lasts for 10 seconds. So, yeah, 100% crit rate with 300% crit damage sounds bitchin'. I'm just saying. So C6 Hu Tao can do some fucking work at once a minute. So just know that you can do a burst mechanic with her and guaranteed crits. So that's pretty cool. My overall opinion of her is she's the best free-to-play option in general for DPS. All the tests I've done today, I've been at talent level 6, and I've been extremely impressed by the level of damage that she can put out. And one of the things that's really interesting is that free-to-play players can have a variety of options of weapons to go into. And the Blacklift weapon will be good. The Dragon's Bane is also good. Deathmatch, Skyward Spine. She has so many weapons that are available for her that pretty much everyone can utilize her. And you can even use a 3-star White Tassel to really bring out her overall kit as well. So I really don't think anybody's gonna have any problem using her. She has too many variables of being good, and the fact that she scales off HP makes it so it's a lot easier to farm artifacts for her, because you can then get HP percentage artifacts on your artifact rolls, and you don't have to worry about going for the attack percentage as much. And most people actually end up getting a lot of crit chance and crit damage artifacts, but then they get HP percentage subsets or whatnot, and that's a really nice thing. It's very similar to the way that albedo artifacts kind of work, where you get those defense percentage artifacts, and you're like, oh damn, I got a defense roll, it's really good there. So I really like that she is an HP scaler, and that's a little bit easier in my opinion to get artifacts for, because every other character in your account is going to take attack percentage stands and need attack percentage rolls. So the last thing I want to go over for Hu Tao is the talents. So the thing that boosts Hu Tao the most is going to be the E talent, and this thing is going to boost your overall attack by a significant amount. What I have noticed is that people who are going to be building into a Staff of Homa are probably not going to want to build too heavily into the E ability for damage. For example, around 30,000 HP, you get about 100 attack per talent level. And that's just like a flat 100 attack on top of what you would normally get. And once you get to a certain point, you cap on the total amount of percentage attack gains. For a Staff of Homa, that amount is extremely good to get into, but you don't need so much of it that it's going to boost your damage like through the roof by just getting a little bit more E ability. I think talent level 6 to 8 is probably the good range to start with for Hu Tao for most people who have Staff of Homa, and you probably would get more damage off of building off the ultimate ability or your normal attacks in general, just to boost out your damage. I haven't tested it, of course, and I don't know, but for people without the Staff of Homa, though, I think you're going to need to build really heavily into your Guide of the Afterlife ability, because you're not going to have as much HP as those players. Because you're not having as much HP as those players, you're going to need more HP gains, and seeing how the amount of HP that you get, attack that you get out of your HP scales with the talent level, you're probably going to need more talent levels on your E to see damage increases that are really, really, really powerful. So you can see she starts out at 1238 here, and then once I pop the Amelia State with a Deathmatch, I got up to 2600, and that's over double the amount of attack that she had initially. So when we're talking about characters with a 5-star weapon like the Staff of Homa, you're going to see a huge bump in your overall damage by just focusing on your normal attacks and charge attacks. And I don't know if you're going to see a big damage increase by going into E, because the percentage gains after a certain level of attack might be a little bit lower. All right, so I had initial artifact recommendation for her would be the 2 options I would run are going to be a 4-piece witch or a 2-piece witch, 2-piece noblesse, both of which can have really good options. For a sub DPS style build for her, they're both going to be good. If for a main DPS, they're both going to be good. It really just depends on where you want your reaction damage to lie. The 4-piece witch is really good because it increases the reaction damage that you're going to deal with your melts, vaporizes, etc. And that's why I like the 4-piece witch too. The noblesse damage is going to do better for situations where you're not able to get vaporizes and melts in. And that situation happens very often with characters like Hu Tao or any character out in the field. The last set people talk about is Lava Walker. I don't really recommend Lava Walker unless you're really just trying to boost your normal attack damage, and in which case you're not really getting any elemental reactions. And I feel like that's kind of a misstep on a character like Hu Tao that can really utilize the full potential of a character like Xinchu. So I would probably go with a 4-piece witch or a 2-piece witch, 2-piece noblesse as the overall sets. 4-piece gladiator I initially thought was going to be really good. I no longer think it's going to be good because the amount of charge attacks that she does is extremely high. And a lot of people have been comparing Hu Tao to Child. It's much more similar to Keqing because of the amount of charge attacks that you're doing in your rotation is very similar to that. Versus Child, a lot of the time you're just sticking with normal attacks. Very rarely do you use charge attacks to what I see. All right, guys, my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.